Hey everybody, I hope everybody's staying healthy and safe. I really wish we could be in the gym, working on our skills and activities and games. But since we can't be there, I've been thinking about games that we can play at home. The first game that came to mind is a target game called Bocce. Bocce is an Italian game that can trace its roots all the way back to the ancient Roman Empire. The little white ball in this picture is called the pallino in Italian, or the jack in English. Notice that the bocce balls are divided into two colors, red and green. They're also divided by the shapes that are drawn on their surface. Some have a circle, and some have squares. That helps you remember which ball belongs to which teammate. I thought it would be a good idea to show you how to play the game outdoors, as well as a version that we can play inside. I was lucky enough to have a couple of friends, Mika and Alan, help me demonstrate how to play the outdoor version of the game and an indoor version of the game, just using things that we had lying around. We decided to use some wiffle balls and sponge balls as our equipment, but you can get creative with objects to play with. In fact, the ancient Romans used to play this game with rocks. The object of the game is to use an underhand toss to see who can get their ball closest to the jack. Remember that target games are all about accuracy. Try your best not to throw it too hard or too soft. Figuring out the score of the game can be a little tricky, but with a little practice it isn't too bad. In this example, the pink and green ball is our jack. So let's see if the white or yellow team got closer. If I imagine a circle expanding from the jack, the first ball it touches is white, so the white team gets 1 point. If I expand the circle a little bit more, the next closest ball is yellow, so I don't add any more points. The winner of the round gets to start the next round by throwing the jack and their first bocce ball. The easiest way to play is to take turns, but Mika and Alan were playing by the traditional rules. That means that the person furthest from the jack keeps throwing until they get closer, or they run out of bocce balls. I should mention that it's totally okay to knock your opponent's ball out of the way, or even bump the jack. Just be careful not to knock your own ball out of a scoring position. Let's see if you can help me figure out the score here. Who has the closest ball? Well, if you said the white team, you're right, they got 1 point. But they also have the second and third closest ball, which gives them 3 points. Now for the last two here, they were too close for me to tell by eye, so I measured them with my feet. And that last white ball was the closest for a perfect score of 4. I know it might not be possible to be outside as much, so here's how we can play bocce indoors. We started by splitting a piece of scrap paper in half the long way. And then we took those two pieces and folded those in half the long way. The next step is to fold our strips into a triangle shape, folding from the bottom up to the top until we had a piece left over at the end. Fold that little end piece so that your strip looks like one big triangle. It's kind of like folding a paper airplane. The last step is to tuck that end into one of the folds so that the whole thing stays together without any tape. It's a good idea to color your triangles to remember which team they belong to. Find any sort of object to be your jack, and you can play some bocce inside without needing too much room. So let's review the keys to bocce. It's a target game, so its main goal is to be accurate or as close to the target as possible. The main skill we use is an underhand throw. We play the game by taking turns, and of course we always say, "Good game" at the end. It's so important that we all try to stay active and keep our bodies moving as much as possible. It helps us to stay healthy and strong so that we can work and play all day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm looking to post more of these as fast as I can. See you next time.